Yo.
Don't talk back to your mama podcast.
Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Yo, you ready?
Baby! Let's get it.
Yeah,
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Don't Talk Back to Your Mama podcast, where we share our views on being an entrepreneur family. I am LaTanya.
I'm Amari.
And I'm Tiara. And we're back with Terrence Terror, our family. Basically, we had a part 1, and we honestly think we did not get through everything that we like to get through. Honestly, we did not get through everything that we wanted to get through. We have more questions, and we think there's just more to unpack, and we just feel like we have a lot of wisdom. You know, he's old as hell.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Bless. Which comes with wisdom. So yeah, like we honestly can jump into it. I mean,
the clock is going. Let's go. What we got?
how you feeling, girl?
I'm feeling good. How are y'all feeling today?
It's giving you got a little too. You came back from the break like.
I told you, do not take phone calls when you're working.
How are y'all doing today?
I'm feeling good. I actually got a burst of energy from somewhere.
Nowhere.
Ew, from where?
I got a burst of energy from somewhere.
Oh, the liquor, like the shot.
How are you
Okay,
feeling,
okay.
Terrence? Tell the people how you're
Can
feeling.
you do one thing for me?
I'm
Put that
happy to
phone
be here.
down. You're
I'm
on
really
that.
happy to
Put
be
that
here.
phone down.
I've been enjoying this conversation.
Okay. Why are you happy to be here?
I mean, people
Did you
that
feel
I love
special?
the most in the world.
Oh, that's so cute.
What did he say?
The people he loves most in the world.
Girl, bye. The people.
Let's talk about how annoying we are. Because why do we laugh at this?
I say it all the time, child. I get treated. Anyway, let's go. What are we talking about today?
Okay, so
Where did we leave off on our first part?
What's your favorite question? What did you really want to know?
yeah, like what's on your mind?
What the baby
Well,
want?
let's tell the people where we left off.
Okay.
So, we were talking about...
Entrepreneurship. Terrence being a true entrepreneur, a legend in the game, set the pathway, open doors.
I'm no legend.
Yes, you are a legend.
Yes.
Stop.
What is this? What is a legend?
Receive your flowers.
What does that
Receive
mean?
your flowers.
What is
Receive
it?
your flowers.
Talk
What's the
me through
definition of
that.
legend? Somebody look up the definition real quick so we can be on the same page.
Okay, maybe legend will be our word of the day.
That'll be our word of the day because
Bet.
you just don't want to receive your stripes.
Well,
What is legend? What is legend?
quick run through.
We want the real Webster's definition of what legend is,
Yeah.
so that he can accept his flowers today.
Yeah, and just a quick
Wait a minute,
run.
hold on. Why are you being fake nice like this? You ain't never been fake
I'm
nice.
always nice.
Why you smack your mom? What is it called?
Don't talk back to your mama.
Oh, I'm sorry, mama.
Period. Don't talk back to you.
I'm sorry, boo.
Yes, that's the name of the show.
And just to go there, according to Webster's, an extremely famous and notorious person, especially in a particular field. And that particular field would be club, nightlife,
Notorious is the word.
in the city of Richmond. So,
You don't think that you're notorious?
You are
in Richmond?
notorious.
You know what's so crazy? Because we talked about this earlier. Yeah, I was over there meeting.
You're not
interview
but answer the
hold on,
question.
let me say this. I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, like when I was little, I used to read the newspaper every day.
so nerds can't be legends or cool. Like I'm
But
so
no.
confused.
When you said notorious, notorious doesn't normally fall in line with notorious.
Biggie was notorious.
Who?
Biggie?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Ma, you are so whack. Did you
I
say
don't
Biggie was
understand that now.
notorious Biatch? Hey, yo, what is like? Y'all don't think
That
so,
was
Ma?
pretty
Ma'am.
pretty bad.
I thought it was.
And you know what's so great that like it's like around y'all and when we in the house and all that kind of good stuff. I get to act goofy as hell and shit like that, like you know what I mean. And you can't never be that way. And now y'all don't even let me be that way because it's like now y'all like I'm some corny old dude and all that kind of good stuff.
First of all, don't get it twisted. We enjoy it. We're gonna say it annoys us, but like clearly we still
I think
like
y'all really
expect
think it
it.
annoy y'all. It hurts my feelings.
No, it's almost like you expect something from someone and you actually
Y'all
enjoy
are
it
not
on the
very
low.
nice people.
Who is not nice? Mario, you nice? You
He's
nice
talking
person?
about y'all, not me.
You the worst out of all of them.
Titi, be for real.
Mar,
Be
you
for
can be
real.
very mean.
Be for real.
Mar, you have me.
TT, be for real.
You may be very nice, but you can be very evil. And I'm
Terrence,
like, why
be
are you
for
treating me
real.
like this?
Terrence, I'm the evilest out of them two people right there.
Yes, for sure.
I didn't ask you, I asked
You can be.
Can be for sure.
evil.
Yeah.
Cause you take it from levels. I'm telling you. Sometimes you be so nice.
You'll come in the
but then
house and you're not even speak. And then you
I'll be like talking to you, you don't talk back. Like, what do you mean? Like,
I keep telling them don't take it personal. She's not a morning person. She likes to wake
just
up.
be at 7:30
You sure?
at night.
you tell niggas they bitch ass niggas. Mark, you're pretty evil. Like, I don't know nobody that talks to people the way
Then
you.
you're- only
I
thing
don't
I can say
know.
from a mom perspective, sometimes you're like, Mom, all right, Tanya. That's when I know I annoy you, because you'll be like, Tanya. And then I hear the hang up. So,
Yeah.
bye,
People
Mom.
are always like, why do y'all say Tanya? Tanya, when we say Tanya, that means something.
So I got a question. What are we doing here? What do we want to be? Do we want to be? Are you guys going to your own little show? Or you,
We are having a conversation. Do you not want to have a conversation with
Do
us?
you want to get enough of a fan base that we're going to be like, okay, we're going to go pitch.
Okay.
We're going to go pitch this to
Bravo.
what did the dude name that got all the shows on their channel? You look at it. You got all the
He's asking, what's your goal?
Carlos King or
that his
Andy
name?
Cohen.
no Carlos.
Carlos King, yeah.
He the black one, right?
You know, I wanted to do what I do. You know, we got a goal in mind.
What's the goal? Talk
And
to
right
me.
now the goal is to be able to provide a product that's not being provided currently in the marketplace. And I think that this is currently not being offered.
So what are we as a group here?
We're entrepreneur family.
No. What are we accomplishing? What do we want? What are we trying to get out?
We're trying to educate
This is
people.
why I'm trying. This
We're
is what
trying
I'm saying
to
about.
educate others.
Okay.
We're trying to entertain.
We're trying to entertain and educate
On
on
entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship
Yeah.
and the things that come along with entrepreneurship.
And it's
Our
not always
experiences.
easy. And that's why we say our experiences, our personal.
But see, my reality is 100% different than that.
What do you mean?
What's your
Entrepreneurship has always been easy for me. That's the easiest thing. Like for me, I've spent the majority of my adult life working for myself.
Yeah,
And
I
it's-
get
it's-
that, but I get that part. You know, I think the easy part is, and I tell people this all the time, is getting started. Getting it going,
Yes.
that's definitely one of your strengths.
agree.
You will take a blank canvas and you will quickly turn it into something. I think that's the easy part.
But I'm not even saying it to say that it is easy.
Right, it's not easy.
But I want people to know they can do it. It's
Yeah,
not as hard
absolutely.
as people. Like for
Absolutely.
me, you know, knowing the fact of how to go get a business license, how to do an EIN,
That stuff easy.
how to do. But it's easy for us because we've done it.
Right, but the first time that you did it, it wasn't easy.
But the second time it was easy.
But because you did it the first time, but it's all about the beginning.
So is that part of the process that you guys want people to learn that it's because a lot of people think that they got to go pay $1,000 just to get a tax ID number, just to get a business license. And it's not. You don't have to pay anything. All you got to do is just know where to go.
Oh, you gotta pay something.
You have to pay. He said,
$100.
no. Some people literally spend money to pay someone
Yeah,
to start
they
their
pay
business
lawyers.
for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've done that too. People pay me, so that's a little.
I'm just. Oh no, I
But you
wouldn't
don't
pay
have to.
$1. I would.
Yeah.
To do the stuff that I've learned to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think we've done enough between us. And you know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm so proud of you, and just to see the progress that you made and understand from day one when you first started your own business, and just being around us and seeing that it's easy enough for you to do on your own. I'm very proud of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I knew it was easy from y'all, but I more so knew it was easy from my previous bosses when I bartended at this place called Plush. I love them to death, but like I was like, these niggas can do this shit. I can go open my own bar. Why am I still working at motherfucking T-Mobile at the call center? So I definitely feel you. Like once you see that it's easy, once you see that it's just steps and preparation, yeah, for sure. I hope everybody knows that you can do it and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to do it.
Yeah.
But when y'all think about it, when you look at the overall, like the total population and how many people there are that go to work every day. And they go to work to jobs that they hate. You know what I mean? So that makes them just not happy people. And they take it out on their kids. They take it out on their mate. And then you think about how many people are actually working for themselves that are entrepreneurs. The numbers are what? Probably 1%?
Yeah.
1% of the total population that are people that have actually owned their own business. I mean, because that's a huge accomplishment. And you'll see, you look online sometimes, you look on, and people when they get their first business license or they get their first LLC or something, they're putting it online and they're so accomplished of it. I mean, so so proud. Of doing that. And so, I mean, I think what you guys are doing to let people know that you've done it, so now they can see people that come from the same place they come from can do it. And I think that to me, from what y'all are doing, is what I think is what
And
I'm
it's so
most
funny.
proud of.
Yeah, it's so funny that you say like it was easy for you. My first year wasn't easy. Like I would tell anybody like you have to stick in there. Like nothing is gonna come easy. You're definitely gonna. There's one week you may make $8,000, and next week you may make $500, and you'll be like, what the hell is going on? Like you really have to stick in there. You know what I'm saying? I think people don't talk about that enough. Everybody's on Instagram like, oh my God, why are you working for someone when you can work for yourself? Putting money in these people's pockets, but you can put money in your own pockets. Nigga, there's a lot of money to come out of your pockets first before you're ever gonna see real money come back into you, you know?
And that's what most people don't understand, is the overhead that comes with it. You know, how supposedly you should have 3 years worth of working capital when you open a business. Black people, we don't have that kind of access to capital. You know, most white people, when they open their first business, when they open those doors, they got enough to cover their bills for 2-3 years before they ever receive a dime. I know for me, in a lot of the clubs and businesses I'm on, I had to make money that night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Use your own money to get
And I
started.
always use my own money. I have never had a bank loan.
Yeah, I think most
To
that's
open
the
up
case for
a
most. I
business.
think most black entrepreneurs normally go into using their own money for startup, unless they go to their parents or but usually it's regardless, it's their own money.
Most parents don't
They don't know
have
how to
that.
walk into a bank and ask for a loan. So I think that's the piece that.
And then in this business, you're not gonna get a loan. It's too risky.
Yeah.
No bank is gonna loan you money to open up a nightclub.
Especially after COVID. I think the pandemic, what? Like you cannot get a loan for a restaurant if you prayed, and I don't care what documentation you have, you cannot get a loan for a restaurant right now.
It's too
Period.
risky.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just curious, so you went from sports to entertainment, or did you go from entertainment to sports then back to sports?
I went entertainment to sports. Because I did that stuff that I was like telling you. I was promoting parties. I used to do a bunch of concerts. We would do a bunch of stuff. It was a famous club here in Richmond called Ivory's. Ivory's was like the most popular club ever in Richmond.
Absolutely.
I mean, like 5-6 nights a week, packed, sold out. But back then, there weren't too many clubs around either. And I remember Steve Branch that owned that club.
Yeah.
I was probably 10 years younger than Steve, if not more. I was a young boy that wanted to get involved in the club, not the club business. I didn't think about being a club owner, but at first it was about I wanna throw parties, I wanna have concerts, and I used to bring. I mean, anybody that was popular back then, we did them. And so I got involved with it first, and Steve, I would say, was like my first mentor type of thing.
And what made you transition to sports after that?
Well, because of my friend, when he made it to the NBA, I got a chance to be around this stuff, and I got exposed to it, and I realized that hey, I can make money doing this. And the way I did that, I'll tell you a quick story. So back then,
It's never a quick
I'm gonna tell you a quick story. It's a quick one though.
Long, quick story. Go ahead. You good.
And I'm telling these stories to let people know that they're, you know.
No, you like to talk.
There's not a way, like, you don't always, listen, you don't always, like, people think that you go to college, and that college teaches you how to run a business, to think. That's not what happened. Like, for me, for just sports management, what they taught me in that school taught me not one thing on what I do. Not one thing. I don't use anything. It wasn't practical. Right. So for me, like I said, when I first got into sports and being around my guys, that first year with AJ, I'm living off his dime. Yeah. Every night he go out, he paying the bill. Right. Every time we going to do anything, he pays the bill. Right. And I got tired of that. Yeah. All the rest of our boys was alright with that, but I got tired of it. So you know what I figured out? I started scoping out shit around the club and figured out, damn, every time we go to the club, AJ spent $2,000, the other teammates spend $2,000. Right. They spend money on that section. They buy bottles, they go out. So I'm like, damn, and the club sold out. So one of them nights I went over to the club owner. I said, damn, how much AJ tagged tonight? He said it was like $1,700, something like that. So I said, all right. So the next day, I went to the club that was down the street as we were leaving. I don't know nobody in that club. Right. So I was like, damn, well, why everybody over here and ain't nobody in here? And when I thought about it, because all the ball players and everything was over here, all the drug dealers were all over here, so all the bad girls were up here. All the bad girls. So I went to that club owner the next day. I got his number that night. I called him next day. I said, look, how about if next week I bring all the boys from the basketball team to your club? You can promote that they're gonna be here. Just don't charge them for their section. Don't charge them to get in, and you give them 2 bottles each. Yeah. And he was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. So now I go to the ball players that I'm with. I'm like, look, next week y'all getting there free, and I got the club owner to pay me $500 to bring them over there. You gonna get yours. So the next week we all go. It's saving them $2,000. They got their own section, all that. And it took about 3 weeks, but word got around town that all the ball players don't go down here no more. Right. They all coming up here. And 3 weeks later, everybody coming over here. And by that time, after doing that for 2 weeks, I tell that club, but now you gotta pay me $2,000 to have them come in, because now he doing $25,000 at the bar, whereas he won't doing shit. He was losing money. Yeah. So that was my first way. My first time when I thought the first way I started making money with athletes. Yeah. And from there, I just started to figure out more and more each week. Yeah. Then I started getting sponsors like DTLR and Sprint. I remember when I had a club here in Richmond. DTLR used to pay for all my radio advertisements each month in order to put, hey, this DTLR, sponsored by DTLR, And then I had Sprint. Sprint would pay me, I think it was like $600 a week or something like that, just if they could set up a booth in the club. And we should have like 500 people. It was a cherry lounge. And Dee used to come there. So I got everybody free phones. Yeah.
To come to the club and set up a booth in the club?
Because at the opening door, Sprint would have a table there with Sprint. Yeah. When you walk in, Sprint would give them information, give them something free, or give them something.
Think about it. In the club?
That was a good target audience. That was their target audience.
In the club. And we used to have 500-600 people every week.
Smart.
And it's brilliant. And then, like, that was the first time people started having sponsors in the club. And we would have, like, you know what I mean? We would have different companies that would do this stuff all the time.
That's interesting.
Ain't that great?
That's so strange, right?
Yeah. It was a different world then, and that's why I say all the time, think about the number of people that the nightclub industry employs. Just think about how many people's lives it really does change, because that money is different. So to come in and make $500 that night, or make $800 that night, you know, whatever DJs made, hosts, you had DJs, your hosts, you got your bottle girls, you got your waitresses, you got your bartenders. You feeding? You know how many families you feeding?
I would say that was the most shocking part to me. Like how you said, like, I could work for so many people. I work for y'all, I work for other people, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you think you could just go in there and do it, open up a business, start hiring people, and then just everything will be smooth sailing. But it's like, no, one false move and the people that you've employed can't feed their kids. Like, they're gonna call you and be like, I can't even pay my daycare.
What they gonna do? What they gonna do?
What is that? I ain't gonna say
They
it.
gonna be working down the street.
Down the street.
Whichever night is popping, you have, and y'all still got it. It'll be girls that work at 5 different clubs in 1 week.
Well, I didn't allow that, so. But I get you.
You didn't.
I didn't
But
allow
the
it.
only reason you were allowed to do that is because you had 3-4 nights that a lot of people came to that one club.
Yeah, we won't do
I don't
that.
know, maybe it's a little bit different now because the people that work for me are very loyal. For some reason, they don't really want to go work other places. Like, maybe because Richmond has changed a little bit.
And I didn't think I had a lot of that either, though.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of set in their sets, specific respective places. And I think, like my mama said, like, people now don't really allow for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't like people to work other places, but I mean they'll do it. But you know what I'm saying? But I really don't
It don't
like.
work.
Yeah.
And the problem is, you know what ended up happening.
And they go
All
tell your
your
business.
business.
Oh, your
Everybody know what you doing.
And then
how you
yours
doing
telling
it.
you about their business.
Yeah.
Oh, and they definitely telling you everybody's business. I'm telling you, that is real. I seen it, so I seen it firsthand.
So like, just like all together, like let's take the sports, let's take the clubs, let's take everything all together. What are you most proud of in your career so far?
I think probably the most proud of is now what I've been able to accomplish over the last 5 years. Because I got out of this business because I got burnt out of when I was in the sports business the first time. Because I was traveling and I woke up in the city one day and I could not think about what city I was in.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. I had to go over to the phone book and look in there and find out what city I was. Now that's enough. I had to get out of this shit. So that's when I came back to Richmond and got back on this club shit, which I wish I would have never done.
Don't say that. Don't
I
say
do.
you
I mean that though.
I
really
don't
do.
think you.
That could be his biggest regret.
Really?
Yeah, the club business just
Maybe after Cherry Lounge, but you've
no.
done some
But listen
legendary
what I'm
stuff.
saying. Why?
Yeah.
Like the relationships with my kids, stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
It's all of that stuff that you can't have a functioning good home life, family life
Yeah.
with your kids and everything if you're in the club 5-6 nights a week, in the club till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, sleep till 2 o'clock the next morning, get up then and go do what you gotta do to get ready for the next night. And, I mean, that's
Don't
what
make me start crying.
Right? Because
Lori right here.
yeah, that's weird.
But it's real. I mean, you can't. And you know, and then I know even when you and your mama, when we were together those first few years, that was our every day. That's what it was. And then even beyond that, you don't have on the weekends we got to be in the club because people gonna steal like a motherfucker from you. I'm sorry, steal like that. They gonna steal everything you got. If you're not there, they gonna steal from you.
Yeah.
And then,
I disagree. That's your unpopular opinion. Keep going.
see, it's different now.
Okay.
Y'all got credit cards and
Cameras.
debit. No, y'all have credit cards and debit cards. When I was young in this game,
cash.
there was only it won't no
Yeah.
mostly cash. It was only cash.
cash
There was no
for a
such
long
thing
time.
as a
Oh,
debit
okay,
card.
okay, that makes
It was 100% cash.
Yeah, that's
So they were
still.
stealing like crazy from us.
Yeah.
The
I mean, we would,
employees.
yeah.
okay.
We would
Girl,
think
they steal
like if we're doing a $10,000 night, we know 2,000 went out the
You
door
already know,
that they
yeah.
stole. You know what I mean? So it was a little easy. We had to be there.
Yeah.
And you know, as a father, your kids got stuff they want you to do on the weekend.
Yeah.
And you can't do
can't-
it.
you don't
And that's
show
the
up
biggest
for them.
regret I got, you know what I mean? But I'm very lucky that I have great kids.
Yeah.
And I've never had a kid go to jail. I've never even had to go to school. No, I mean that's real though. I mean
No,
people
for
are
real.
losing their kids, they dying, and all people on drugs. It's like, you know what I mean?
That's real.
I mean that's just the luck of God that those things didn't happen. You know what I mean? I mean it's real. And
But I think that even though those things that happen, I do think that I do think there are just some things that were still missed from their life. Because one thing you can't get back, and I say this all the time, is what time. One thing you can't get back time. You can't get back those recitals. You can't get back those football games. Or
well, let me say this though. I never missed a football game. I never let my brother with Lil T. I never missed one athletic event, no matter what. You know. Now sometimes with my daughters, some things.
That's the point I'm making. Let's keep it.
No, yeah, I'm trying to be
this
real.
is raw, uncut.
I'm giving it real.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm giving it real.
You miss some of those things. Like, that's just real. There's no way about it. There are things that I missed that my brother would show up for, or my sister-in-law would show up for, that I didn't show up for because I was too tired the next day. Like, that's real. And it's like, is there a such thing as balance in this industry?
Nope.
I think there's a thing.
It's impossible.
So what does that look like? Like, what does balance look like? Because there are clubs all across the United States.
Yeah,
what
for
does
sure.
balance look like?
I'll tell you what.
Because right now,
if you can employ a manager, or you got somebody running it for you, you can have some balance. But if you gotta run your own business,
What are you gonna say, Mark?
because right now the difference is y'all had kids. Tiara doesn't have any.
That's
Oh
the difference.
my goodness.
That's the facts. So her only responsibility is
herself.
Is herself. So even if I get upset or fuss, guess what? Her only responsibility is herself. No matter what I say, no matter what, I can't say, girl, I got your baby at home. I don't have no grandkids at the house. That's one thing I can say. That's one of my greatest accomplishments is that my kids have made the decision.
But I feel I have friends who have kids and they work nightlife. Like, I just think like there is balance somewhere in that. Some nights you don't drink. Some nights you know you're only gonna get 5 hours of sleep. I think right now, I would say maybe the past couple of years, I'm so used to going to sleep late and still waking up early. So like I'm trying to find the balance of still going to sleep late and then finding a good time for me to wake up the next day. So that in the future when I do have like a consistent situation as far as relationships or a kid, that all balances together.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like every night doesn't have to be a 4 a.m. night.
No,
Some nights you are going to go home early and your manager is going to close for you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's just that you have to find that balance.
Right, but they feel like they didn't have that manager, which is why they felt like every single night, whatever.
Y'all had, what's her name?
I'm not even gonna say that. I had a good
Why
manager.
can't I remember
We've
her name right
we've
now?
had some good managers. It was a choice to still be there.
April.
Yeah,
April,
was great.
like what was
James was great. No, we had some great managers. I'm not gonna say that.
I think it's about self-control.
it's self-control.
It's
Because
self-control.
we didn't have to be there. That was a choice.
yeah, you wanted it.
Right. So I do think that those were choice. And there were some times that I didn't show up till 11 o'clock at night because I knew April had it. I wouldn't pull up till it was time to count the money.
You wouldn't get there till 11 by every night.
Or later.
Yeah.
On the
And you would get there
yeah.
before me. I always felt like I had April. And I knew that I could come in, swing in at 1:30 and just count the money and be ready to go. I honestly can say that.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean that once I got there,
You weren't gonna.
I start turning up.
Yeah.
So it's just, to me, it's an addictive industry to go into. It is. The money, the money.
Not the money. The money two, 3
Yeah,
times.
because you got people buying sections, you got people buying bottles. You got your bottle girls walking out of there with $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a night. So imagine what we were walking out there with. It was addictive. It
Yeah,
was.
for
And it was
sure.
a hard industry to let go of. And realizing that you can do some other things that took less time, that was less wear and tear, and allows you to be with your family more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, people ask me all the time, would you do another club? I don't want to be up to 2 and 3 in the morning. Y'all know, y'all call me now.
Well, now, Tanya, you're a little.
I'm so bored.
Old lady-ish.
Yeah.
They be giving old lady. And I don't regret it. Like, people be like, you've been outside for so long. And at 30, I'm actually at the point where I do want to go home by 3 o'clock. And I think that's better for me because now I am ready to family it up and, move forward from that.
Well, see, how would you feel if one of your kids, the younger ones, because you still have some younger kids, if they did want to get into this industry?
I have no interest in any of my kids. I don't have interest in you being in it.
So you're saying that you would talk your kids out of doing it? If
I
they-
tried to talk y'all out of it, but y'all just did it anyway.
Wait, why are you saying y'all?
Both of y'all.
Because Mari be outside.
Why you be bottle girl and
You
stuff?
be
Tell the
doing
truth.
stuff. Yeah.
No, I be in the house.
I've seen.
Where you be out?
I've seen the worst scenario.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
I said, tell the people what you've seen.
What's the worst thing you saw in the club?
Besides somebody getting shot in the head,
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
that's probably the worst.
For sure, but that's totally worst.
And then it's
case
not just what
scenario.
happens in the club, in your club. Just being a part of that lifestyle. There's so many other things that happen outside of it. You know what I mean? Because you in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the people who are in the club, it's the drug dealers, it's the hustlers, it's the hoes, it's the pimps, it's and that's what you, if that's what you're around every day, if that's what you're, if that's your peer group, it's just like me now. My peer group are good people.
Yeah.
So I'm around good shit all the time.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you're around all day, every day, people that ain't shit, niggas trying to chill, niggas trying to figure out how they gonna rob you.
Yeah.
People trying to figure out how they gonna get over on you. Everybody trying to get over. Like, think about that. How can you live a good life if that's all you're around?
So, hearing this, it sounds like your best advice to the people is don't get into the club industry.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's the whole vibe that we're getting.
I mean,
But, you know, I think that's hard to say because, you know, when I came into it, I really saw you. And one of the things that was a little different to me that I saw coming into it was I would CT, and I don't want to name names, but I would see the other club owners work together. Like, seriously. I never saw a whole lot of, I didn't see, so tell me if you saw something. I just saw more of everybody work together. When there was an opportunity, when I was running Posh for a period of time, I just had outpouring support. And most of that was because of the, you know, the footsteps that Terrence put. I didn't see a lot of this, I don't want to see them do well, I'm going to block them. I didn't have that whole experience. What was it?
And I think that like maybe the difference for me is like I've been open for 4 years. I probably had one like shooting that actually like made an impact. You get what I'm saying? So like as far as like the crowd that I attract, how tight my security was at different points in time, like I just experienced different things. I didn't experience this outpour of negative energy. Yeah, you had your fair share of like drugs and like hoes and just all this wild stuff going on. But at the end of the day, it was always good energy because that's the energy that we put out. Like I never even attracted that like crazy wild like hood environment to me, and that's what I've experienced. And anywhere I go, I'm gonna try to attract the same type of experience. You know what I'm saying? Like. And my next place is gonna be a diverse location. Like it's not even gonna be all black people. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's experiences are different.
Facts. We see that. You have generational of doing
But I'm not
this.
taking away that, you know, the club industry can cause traumatic things to happen for sure. Because when my one situation did happen, it was very traumatic to me. But I gotta take it for what it was, and sometimes everything isn't on you. You know what I'm saying? That could have happened anywhere in the city, and we just gotta move on, and we just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and as a man, I can't blame nobody but me for the decisions I made. Every time with every woman, I could have said no.
Yeah.
You know?
But you was having too much fun.
No question.
You were having too much fun. I mean, I know I was having a ball. Like, seriously. I just think that that's what it was. But you learn from it. But, you know, I think for me, you know, this industry just attracts so many things. You know, one of the things we talk a lot about is, you know, having your friends come work for you. Then you have all your friends that come to your environment.
And want something for free.
Everybody wants everything free. And nobody has no consideration for what it takes to really fund this business. And, you know, you're already taking losses, right? Because, you know, you're going to take some losses. People going to give away some drinks, you know, all those things. But then you got your mob of friends coming in, which you appreciate supporting you. Because I do think it's important early on that your friends probably are going to support you. Or sometimes they may not. But the ones that do, you want to show them appreciation, but you appreciate the ones sometimes that say, no, give me my tab, I'm gonna pay my tab. You appreciate the ones that say that. But I think the most draining part sometimes is that everybody's coming in expecting something for free. And then they want you to give them a job. And
hold on, and then they want you to turn up with them and they expect you to take a shot with me.
Yeah.
And then you're
turning up like the T-teenies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl.
Jesus, the T-teenies.
But you know, I think is the most addictive part of being in this industry is you get addicted to being applauded.
I can agree with that.
You know
Applauded.
what I mean? Yes, because in life, we all, like, if you think about throughout life, everybody celebrates birthdays. I mean, everybody appreciates birthdays. People coming and celebrating you for your birthday. That's a big thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you graduate from high school, and people coming out and celebrating you. When you accomplish something in life, when you get a new job, or you get a what's it called when you get your new job?
Promotion.
Or you get
Promotion.
You know, whenever anything happens in your life, because how often does that happen in life? That people come somewhere and celebrate you.
Yeah.
Because I know for athletes, like if you're a professional athlete, and what's the most addictive part to it is people always celebrate. Every night, Keldon or any one of the players have a game, there are people coming to that game just to see him. After the game, they all want to take a picture with him. They all want his autograph. They all want that. And when that ends, or when you're going through that, people, when you own a club, every time people come, everybody walking in the door know you. Oh, what's up? What's up? Come on, let's take a shot. Oh, I got you tonight. I'm gonna buy you something.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I think is the most addictive part of being a club owner and being a part of this, is because every night you're celebrating. Every night you're celebrating.
Right.
And so it's very difficult that I'm gonna take the night off and not get celebrated.
Yeah,
So that's why you're there every night,
That's
even when there's only 10 people in here.
Yeah,
Them
for sure.
10 people that's in here, while they here, yeah, it might be fake as shit. They in here and they gonna act like you all cool because they want you to go back behind the bar and give them a free drink. But for whatever reason is, that's what they gonna do, and that's what you get every night.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an accomplishment. And I mean, and it's the same thing in sports, because I have numerous professional athletes that, I'm talking about guys that when they retired, they were still millionaires.
Yeah.
They played in the NBA 20 years. And you know what? They go through depression
That's true.
when they retire, and they're no longer, because
And
no
that's
matter
not
what,
right.
and it's crazy, but this is just society. When professional athletes retire, people stop applauding them.
Yeah.
Even if they retire rich, if they retire like some athletes, they retire broke.
Yeah.
And you know their life is, but you got guys that retire successful, and I've seen it numerous times.
Yeah.
They go into a deep depression when it's over, because now people aren't celebrating them anymore.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things I've heard people say all the time about you is, TT, have 9 lives. Like, how have you always been able to come back? Because honestly, that's what I know. I hear
That's
a
my
lot.
biggest admiration, is that
Yeah.
you don't ever, you may put your head down for a little while, but you always pick it back up and you still be on that like high horse and perseverance. Like, where does that even come from? Like, where does the confidence come from?
Well, I don't know if it's always confidence. It's just that I'm scared of being a failure.
Yeah.
That scares me more than
Fear
anything.
of
I'd rather be successful than rich. You know, we all do and go work every day
Yeah.
to be rich and to be able to take care of our families and all that. But I'm way more fearful of failure.
Wow.
And people looking at me as a failure. I take that very, very fucking personal.
Yeah.
I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want people to talk about, damn, what happened to T? I remember he used to. No. And that's why I don't talk about when I graduated from college. I got 2 degrees. 90% of the people that know me have no idea
no idea.
that I went to college.
Yeah.
And I don't walk around talking about that. That's not, you know what I mean? Because I accomplished that. Now what I got accomplished
What do you
next?
got to do next?
I don't sit around talking
Yeah.
about clubs I had 20 years ago.
Correct.
We don't talk about none of that.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
every day in the industry I'm in now, I have to figure out, I have to be successful every day.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about quantitatively successful.
Yeah.
People have to see, T, what you do for me today.
Right.
T, what we got going on.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? And I like that though.
Because guess what? Nobody cares about what you did
Don't give a
yesterday.
shit.
So nobody care about what you did.
And if I go 6 months without doing something for one of my players,
Yeah.
they're gonna fire my ass.
Yeah.
Right.
So you better figure out a way to be consistent.
Yeah.
You gotta stay relevant, and you know your responsibility is to those people that's dependent upon you every single day.
Yep.
So you can't get up and have a bad day. If you do, you better shake it off real quick, and you need to get back to work. I think that's one of the things we'll say about this family is that we don't got time for no pity parties. I've heard T say it to me, get up and do what you gotta do. Ain't nobody got time for you to be sitting around there whining about, you know, what that didn't happen. It's time to move on. That was one of the best things I think you've always told me is, we ain't got time for pity parties. You need to get up and keep it moving. And the second thing is killing with success. So every day, that's your favorite word. That's maybe the word of the day, success.
Hey, okay.
Because every day, you always remind me of when I'm having my bad days, time to get up and kill them with success. So that's why every day I'm reinventing myself.
Let me ask you a question.
Wow.
What's my favorite song in the world?
What, that song from Bliss? No.
That was it.
What?
Just what would you guess?
I think
I'm
it's
lit now. I don't know what it is.
I think it's that song from Bliss.
I think it's
Go ahead.
I don't know what is her song is.
It was the
I don't know.
white guy.
Terrence always be singing, "We are the champions." I don't know what other song is.
Trey Songz.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the song.
I can't remember the name of it, but I remember.
How does it go?
I just want to be successful.
Successful. That was the theme song. At the end of the night at Bliss.
Cars, and
Yes,
hoes.
at the end of the night at Bliss,
Oh, no.
he would tell them
Every night.
we would close out the night at Bliss every
Okay.
night.
When all the customers go and just sitting
we
in there,
blasted that,
and,
counting that money. Yeah.
and all of us, we would play that to the highest.
All the
energy.
promoters.
Right.
Everybody.
Right, we get so confused.
It was a time. It was the song. Yeah, I want to be successful.
So just to start to close it out, because this has
Wow,
been
this is
amazing.
so
This is
good.
so good. I love it. We're gonna do our honestly, and we'll do our what our mama told us. Honestly, Mari, what?
Honestly, Tiara, what?
Oh,
Honestly,
Throw it back, girl.
honestly, I got beef with Tiara. Okay, that's my honestly today. Honestly, I got beef with my sister, and I feel like sometimes I'm gonna fight her. That's my honestly.
That is crazy.
I'm so smart has spoken.
Honestly, I love my sister to death, and I think that she takes my intentions the wrong way. I think that she thinks I'm just a mean old lady, but honestly, I just want the best for her, and I'm really hard on her, and I think she's amazing. And my love language is pushing people to their full potential.
Because we had to push through today. Terrence, honestly, what?
Oh, I'm saying.
Honestly,
Yeah, what's your honestly? Honestly, what? How do you feel?
Honestly, I love you guys. We've
love
been
you
together,
too,
what,
TT?
14 years now? So I've watched these young girls grow up,
Yeah,
and we've been through it. Everything has not been.
perfect.
And you know what? You have watched me grow up, but honestly, I have watched y'all grow up.
Period.
Yes.
Let's step on that.
I love that.
Okay, go ahead, Mom. What's your
But
honestly?
honestly, I just want us all to be successful.
I just want to be
Successful.
They ain't gonna be like all whack.
We were like, honestly. What else? What we got?
And then what's something your mama told you that you wish you would have listened to? TT, it's your turn. You are the guest.
Shit, everything my mama told me. I was
Give us a good one
I was
for
one of the
Lois.
most hard-headed little
But
boys.
give us a
you
good
could
one for
ever
Lois that she told you and you didn't listen to.
meet. Don't hit that boy in the head with that bat.
Oh,
And then you hit the boy with the bat.
I did.
And
You did? Oh, Jesus.
Well, one
Let's
thing
wrap
about
it
it,
up.
TT was not going to let you get over a sucker punch or
No, but
get
this
over
was a
him.
little kid, so it won't.
Oh, this is a little
It's
Yeah,
okay.
my
It's
mom-
okay. It's okay.
But no, my mom is such a good woman.
She is.
I mean, a perfect.
Honestly, Lois is a good lady.
My mom was the first woman to ever graduate from college. From my family.
Cheers to Lois. We
My
love
mama
her.
she made it. She had a baby when she was 20.
Period. Give Lois her
Let's give her flowers while we're
I
here.
love you so much.
In the words of Noriega.
Yes, for sure. All right.
You don't have to do one. You can
I
close
know.
out.
I'm trying to think if I have one.
I know you can close out. We have
I'm close on time.
Yeah, I can't think. Anyway, guys, we want to thank you again for tuning in for another show. I hope you enjoyed it. We want to thank you for tuning in to Don't Talk Back
to your mama.
podcast. Yes. Say.
Look, I'm gonna give you a sign.
Hey. That's a wrap.